as if they were already friends she'd known. And everyone who caught that smile felt certain they were less alone, a little less alone. She worked the corner table at the diner and knew the regulars before their names, and somehow made the ordinary Tuesday feel like something beautiful all the same. The way she smiled at strangers made the world feel smaller and more kind. The way she smiled at strangers is the thing I carry in my mind. Not love, not lost, just someone who made the ordinary bright. The way she smiled at strangers was the most beautiful thing inside. She's gone now to wherever people wander. When the diner changes hands and years go by, but I still look for her in morning faces, in the woman at the counter catching eyes. And sometimes someone smiles just like she used to, without a reason and without a cause. And I remember her, the corner table, the Tuesday and the warmth without applause. The way she smiled at strangers made the world feel smaller and more kind. The way she smiled at strangers is the thing I carry in my mind. Not love, not lost, just someone who made the ordinary bright. The way she smiled at strangers was the most beautiful thing inside. Some people leave behind a kind of weather, a warmth that stays long past the time they go. And she left sunshine in that corner diner, a smile that only strangers get to know. Only strangers get to know. The smile and the morning light. She smiled at every stranger, and it made the whole world right. The night the phonograph played on past midnight, we didn't move to lift the needle up. We let the record turn beyond its music and listen to the hiss inside our cup of everything that silence is made from. The breath, the room, the two of us, the dark. And in that warm and analog quiet, the whole night became a kind of art. The night the phonograph played on was better than the music that it held. The night the phonograph played on was where the story of us was spelled. In the hiss and was the night I fell in love with you. Old records end, but then they keep on spinning. A quiet sound like breathing in the dark. And everyone who's ever loved a record knows the beauty of that final arc of needle over groove with nothing left there, just the motion and the warmth and the slow. And we stayed in that silence for an hour, both afraid to break it, both afraid to go. The night the phonograph played on was better than the music that it held. The night the phonograph played on was where the story of us was spelled. In the hiss and in the turning, in the warmth of the room. The night the phonograph played on was the night I fell in love with you. I still have that record in its sleeve now. Still plays the same songs, still ends the same way. But the silence that it finds at the finish never feels quite like that night, that day. Quite like that night, that day. The hiss and the warm room, the phonograph still turning and falling in love so soon. This old street in June was something golden. The bakery still open before dawn. The children rode their bicycles on Sundays, and nobody was ever really gone. I walked it every morning without thinking, and thought it would be there forevermore. But golden things have always had a habit of leaving without knocking at the door. This old street in June comes back to me in summer light. This old street in June is somewhere I still visit every night. In the honey of the evening, in the warmth behind my eyes. This old street in June is where a part of me still lies. I drove there once to see if it had changed much. The bakery is something different now. The children grown and gone to other places. The bicycles replaced somehow. But in the early morning, when the light comes at that same low angle through the trees, I close my eyes and I am there again, child, walking on my slow and easy knees. This old street in June comes back to me in summer light. This old street in June is somewhere I still visit every night. In the honey of evening, in the warmth behind my eyes, this old street in June is where a part of me still lies. Every town has one street that it keeps for you, warm and slow and golden all year through. And mine is always June, and always morning, and always just a little bit like you. Just a little bit like you, the June and the morning light. This old street, still golden, still golden in the night. The song my mother sang was not a real song. She made it up from pieces here and there, a melody from something on the radio, a word she liked, a rhyme beyond compare. She sang it in the kitchen and the garden, and sometimes on the long car rides at night. And we would all pretend that we were sleeping, just to hear her sing it in the quiet light. The song my mother sang had no beginning and no proper end. The song my mother sang was something only she could lend to mornings and to evenings, to the ordinary and the new. The song my mother sang was her most beautiful thing she ever knew. I find myself humming it on Tuesdays, when the afternoon gets long and light goes low, and I don't know all the words she used to sing them, but the melody is something that I know. It comes from somewhere deeper than the memory, from the body where the early things are stored. And when I did beside her on the floor. The song my mother sang had no beginning and no proper end. The song my mother sang was something only she could lend to mornings and to evenings, to the ordinary and the new. The song my mother sang was her most beautiful thing she ever knew. She doesn't sing it now the way she used to. The words have gone to somewhere she can't find. But when I hum it softly in the evenings, I see her smile like she remembers the design. Like she remembers the design. The melody, the kitchen light, the song my mother sang, still singing through the night. I got a letter from the coast last Tuesday, written on the paper from that inn. The handwriting was yours, a little hurried, the way you write when light is growing thin. You said the sea was gray but still worth watching, and that the gulls were loud above the pier, and that you wished I'd come before October, and that the summer light was almost clear. A letter from the coast arrived with salt still in the crease. A letter from the coast brought something close to peace. The handwriting, the hurry, the gray sea, and the end. A letter from the coast was like having you here again. I read it twice and kept it in the window, where the afternoon light fell across the page, and thought about the inn and all the gray sea, and you standing there at that particular age, of knowing something and not saying simply, of writing what you'd never say aloud. A letter from the coast says more in margins than most people say with voices full and proud. A letter from the coast arrived with salt still in the crease. A letter from the coast brought something close to peace. The handwriting, the hurry, the gray sea, and the inn. A letter from the coast was like having you here again. I wrote you back sent it to the end before I'd second guessed myself into another quiet night, into another quiet night. The letter and the sea, the coast you wrote to me from, still holding you and me. You made me paper roses for my birthday, because the real ones always fell too fast, and folded them from pages of old music, the kind of gift that was designed to last. They sat upon the piano all that winter, 11 paper roses, red and bright. And every time I played a song beside them, they seemed to hold a little more of light. Paper roses on the piano, more beautiful than flowers ever could. Paper roses on the piano, staying past the season like they should. Made from music, made from hands that love me, made with all the care a gesture holds. Paper roses on the piano are worth more than anything that's sold. I have them still in a box above the wardrobe, 11 roses, red and slightly worn. And on the days when nothing feels worth keeping, I take the box down, careful not to torn. A single petal that has held its color through every year and season since you made them. And I remember how you sat there folding, and how the whole room loved you while you stayed. Paper roses on the piano, more beautiful than flowers ever could. Paper roses on the piano, staying past the season like they should. Made from music, made from hands that love me, made with all the care a gesture holds. Paper roses on the piano are worth more than anything that's sold. Real roses take a week and then they're over, but paper holds a love that doesn't fade. And every and all the love between. September was the warmest, the kind that comes before the cold arrives. We walked the farmer's market in no hurry and bought the kind of flowers that survive. The week on a windowsill with just a little attention and a jar of water clear, and everything about that Saturday was exactly the kind of day I wanna keep near. Saturday in September, with nothing pressing and nowhere to be. Saturday in September was the warmest day for you and me. The market and the flowers, the afternoon stretched long in gold. Saturday in September is the day I never will let go. We stopped for coffee where the tables outside were warm enough to wear and taking off our coats, and talked about the winter coming slowly and all the things we wanted, all our notes for the season and the year ahead together. And everything felt possible and true. And Saturday in September held that feeling, the unhurried particular gift of you. Saturday in September, with nothing pressing and nowhere to be. Saturday in September was the warmest day for you and me. The market and the flowers, the afternoon stretched long in gold. Saturday in September is the day I never will let go. Every year when September finds its warm day, I stop and let the feeling have its due. The flowers and the coffee and the market and all the ordinary grace of you. The ordinary grace of you. The September sun so cold, Saturday still with me, still warm, still to be told. We walked across the old bridge after dinner, the moonlight on the water down below. You stopped halfway and leaned out over the railing and let the night just have you for a slow and quiet moment that I watched beside you. The river carrying everything away, and both of us just standing in the moonlight with nothing left to do or think or say. Moonlight on the old bridge and you leaning toward the sky. Moonlight on the old bridge where the river ran so high. I stood beside you saying nothing, holding everything I had. Moonlight on the old bridge was the most beautiful night I've had. The town was lit below us like a postcard, the kind you buy but never quite believe. And we were in the middle of the picture, two small figures that the night wouldn't leave. You turned eventually and smiled at me quietly, the way you smile when something's too much for words. And we walked back across the bridge together, with the river and the moon and the night birds. Moonlight on the old bridge and you leaning toward the sky. Moonlight on the old bridge where the river ran so high. I stood beside you saying nothing, holding everything I had. Moonlight on the old bridge was the most beautiful night I've had. They repainted that old bridge last winter and put new lights along the railing too. But on a certain night, the moon still finds it, and I still walk across it thinking of you. Still walk across it thinking of you. The river and the light. Moonlight on the old bridge and you and that beautiful night. They played the last waltz at the summer fair, when the lanterns were beginning to go dim. The carousel was winding into quiet, and someone was beginning to pack the booths and fold the colored banners. And still the band played on one final song, and everyone who heard it stopped their going, and nobody decided to move along. The last waltz of the summer fair played out across the fairground into night. The last waltz of the summer fair was something ordinary made so right. The lanterns low, the carousel still, the banner folding in the August air. The last waltz of the summer fair was everything that summer chose to share. You found me by the lemonade stand, laughing, and took my hand without a word to say. And we danced badly in the way of people who dance only when nobody's looking that way. And the band kept playing past their reasonable stopping point and let the summer end in grace. And I have never loved a song more fully than that last waltz in that old familiar place. The last waltz of the summer fair played out across the fairground into night. The last waltz of the summer fair was something ordinary made so right. The lanterns low, the carousel still, the banner folding in the August air. The last waltz of the summer fair was everything that summer chose to share. The fair comes back each August to that meadow, and every year they play that last slow song. And every year I stop to hear the ending, and every year it still feels like a homecoming. Still feels like a homecoming. The lanterns and the night, the last waltz of the summer fair, still warm, still dancing right. There were roses in the corner of the cafe, the dark red kind that fill a room with scent. And we were at the table just below them, not knowing that the evening had intent to be something that we'd carry forward. The coffee and the roses and the light, the afternoon becoming early evening, and neither of us in a hurry for the night. Roses in the corner of the cafe fill the room with something warm and deep. Roses in the corner of the cafe were the kind of beauty you wanted keep. We talked for we talked of, but I remember how the table held the coffee cups and all the ordinary, and how the conversation rose and swelled and fell and found its quiet in the evening, when the cafe emptied out and left us two, still at our table with the dark red roses, still in no particular hurry to be through. Roses in the corner of the cafe fill the room with something warm and deep. Roses in the corner of the cafe were the kind of beauty you wanna keep. We talked for hours and the roses stayed there, growing somehow deeper as the day grew late. Roses in the corner of the cafe bloomed the hour we decided not to wait. Every time I pass a cafe window and see dark roses on an inside sill, I think of all we started in that corner, and how the roses hold that evening still. How the roses hold it still. The corner and the scent, roses in the cafe, and everything we meant. There is a place where the harbor meets the hill that I have loved since I was very small. The lighthouse and the fishing boats at morning, and in the evening, nothing much at all. Just the water and the hill and the last color of the sky before the dark comes in, and the boats come home one by one to the harbor, and everything grows quiet and begins. Where the harbor meets the hill, the world has always seemed more true. Where the harbor meets the hill, I find what I've been missing, something new. The boats, the light, the evening, the water running still and deep. Where the harbor meets the hill is where I go when I need sleep. I took you there one autumn before leaving, and said this is the place that made me who. And you stood there and watched the boats returning, and said, I understand, now I see you. And in that moment, with the harbor darkening and the hill behind us warm and wide, Put everything that's complicated right. Put everything that's complicated right. The harbor and the hill, the lighthouse and the water, and everything held still. The piano in the hall was always dusty. Nobody played it really anymore, but somebody kept polishing it weekly until the walnut shone like it before, and visitors would always stop beside it and run a hand along the lid with care, as if they heard the music still inside it, as if the notes were waiting somewhere there. The piano in the hall held music no one played for years. The piano in the hall was beautiful beyond its years. The family moved around it, past it, with it, in every ordinary morning light. The piano in the hall was the heart of every night. My grandmother had played it in her 20s. The songs are still inside the bench below, the ones with her handwriting in the margins, the ones she marked so she would always know. Her fingering, her tempo, her intention, the ghost of every practice in the page. And when I open up that bench on Sundays, I find her at exactly that young age. The piano in the hall held music no one played for years. The piano in the hall was beautiful beyond its years. The family moved around it, past it, with it, in every ordinary morning light. The piano in the hall was the heart of every night. I learned to play one song from her old music and played it just once in the hall alone, and the house went quiet in the way houses do when something they've been waiting for comes home. When something they've been waiting for comes home. The piano and the hall, the dust, the warmth, the music, still sounding through it all. a yellow square of warmth beside the door. The street was dark and I was tired from driving, and that small light was more than I'd asked for. I don't know who it was that kept it burning, or whether it was meant for me at all. But I sat in the car a while just looking, and felt the kind of peace that words can't call. Somebody left the porch light on, and it was everything I needed then. Somebody left the porch light on to bring a tired traveler in. No questions and no waiting for an answer, just a warm and quiet yes, come home. Somebody left the porch light on, and I was never really alone. I've thought about that porch light every winter, when the nights are long and road feels thin. There's someone somewhere keeping something burning, so the ones who wander can come in. My grandmother would leave her kitchen lamp on every night until the last of us was through, and I understood too late what she was saying. The light was, I am here and I love you. Somebody left the porch light on, and it was everything I needed then. Somebody left the porch light on to bring a tired traveler in. No questions and no waiting for an answer, just a warm and quiet yes, come home. Somebody left the porch light on, and I was never really alone. I leave my own light on now without thinking, a habit that my hands learned from the heart. For anyone who needs a yellow welcome, for anyone arriving in the dark, arriving in the dark, and finding something warm. Somebody left the porch light on, and love became the norm. Summertime belonged to us completely. No schedules and no clocks to call us in. We rode our bikes to where the road stopped going, and made our own geography begin? The lake was ours at 5 before the families, the evening hours from 7 until dark, and everything between was ours for living. The fireflies, the field, the empty park. Summertime belonged to us in the way that nothing since has done. Summertime belonged to us, the whole long yellow months of summer sun. No one asked us to explain the living. We simply lived with everything we had. Summertime belonged to us, and I have never stopped being glad. And now when June arrives without a warning, I feel that old permission in the air. The bike, the lake, the evening, and the fireflies, the particular grace of not having anywhere to be except exactly where the summer decides to lay its warmth and let us stay. And I am 12 again for just a moment before the morning carries it away. Summertime belonged to us in the way that nothing since has done. Summertime belonged to us, the whole long yellow months of summer sun. No one asked us to explain the living. We simply lived with everything we had. Summertime belonged to us, and I have never stopped being glad. Somewhere children now are at that lakeside at 5 before the families arrive, and summer still belongs to someone always, and that is how the golden things survive. How the golden things survive. The lake, the evening, the dark summertime, still somewhere, still riding through the park.
The street lights flicker in the evening rain. I trace your footsteps down this lonely lane. The records play in that old sweet refrain, but every note just brings a little pain. We had it all, or so we used to say, before the golden colors turned to gray.
And now the warmth is fading from the room as midnight whispers of a sudden gloom. I close my eyes see your face, but I'm just reaching out to empty space. Now I'm standing in the shadow of love, with only memories of what we had before. Like a star that's falling from above, you don't belong to me anymore. The sun has set, the flame has died away, but the shadow of your love is here to stay. I find your letters in the bottom drawer, the dusty promise of a forevermore. I hear your laughter echoing down the hall, but it's just pictures hanging on the wall. How did we lose the spark we used to hold? How did a summer fire turn so cold? And now the warmth is fading from the room as midnight whispers of a sudden gloom. I close my eyes and I can see your face, but I'm just reaching out to empty space. Now I'm standing in the shadow of love, with only memories of what we had before. Like a star that's falling from above, you don't belong to me anymore. The sun has set, the flame has died away, but the shadow of your love is here to stay. Is there a way to turn the clock around, to find the piece of heaven that we found? Or are we destined just to drift apart, leaving a ghost inside a broken heart? Now I'm standing in the shadow of love, with only memories of what we had before. Like a star that's falling from above, you don't belong to me anymore. The sun has set, the flame has died away, but the shadow of your love is here to stay. The shadow of your love still lingering when the night is through. Yeah, the shadow of your love, just me and the ghost of you. Oh, the shadow of your love fading into the blue. She had a way of smiling at the strangers, as if they were already friends she'd known. And everyone who caught that smile felt certain they were less alone, a little less alone. She worked the corner table at the diner and knew the regulars before their names, and somehow made the ordinary Tuesday feel like something beautiful all the same. The way she smiled at strangers made the world feel smaller and more kind. The way she smiled at strangers is the thing I carry in my mind. Not love, not lost, just someone who made the ordinary bright. The way she smiled at strangers was the most beautiful thing inside. She's gone now to wherever people wander. When the diner changes hands and years go by, but I still look for her in morning faces, in the woman at the counter catching eyes. And sometimes someone smiles just like she used to, without a reason and without a cause. And I remember her, the corner table, the Tuesday and the warmth without applause. The way she smiled at strangers made the world feel smaller and more kind. The way she smiled at strangers is the thing I carry in my mind. Not love, not lost, just someone who made the ordinary bright. The way she smiled at strangers was the most beautiful thing inside. Some people leave behind a kind of weather, a warmth that stays long past the time they go. And she left sunshine in that corner diner, a smile that only strangers get to know. Only strangers get to know. The smile and the morning light. She smiled at every stranger, and it made the whole world right. The night the phonograph played on past midnight, we didn't move to lift the needle up. We let the record turn beyond its music and listen to the hiss inside our cup of everything that silence is made from. The breath, the room, the two of us, the dark. And in that warm and analog quiet, the whole night became a kind of art. The night the phonograph played on was better than the music that it held. The night the phonograph played on was where the story of us was spelled. In the hiss and in the turning, in the warmth of the room. The night the phonograph played on was the night I fell in love with you. Old records end, but then they keep on spinning. A quiet sound like breathing in the dark. And everyone who's ever loved a record knows the beauty of that final arc. stayed in that silence for an hour, both afraid to break it, both afraid to go. The night the phonograph played on was better than the music that it held. The night the phonograph played on was where the story of us was spelled. In the hiss and in the turning, in the warmth of the room. The night the phonograph played on was the night I fell in love with you. I still have that record in its sleeve now, still plays the same songs, still ends the same way. But the silence that it finds at the finish never feels quite like that night, that day. Quite like that night, that day. The hiss and the warm room, the phonograph still turning and falling in love so soon. This old street in June was something golden. The bakery still open before dawn. The children rode their bicycles on Sundays, and nobody was ever really gone. I walked it every morning without thinking, and thought it would be there forevermore. But golden things have always had a habit of leaving without knocking at the door. This old street in June comes back to me in summer light. This old street in June is somewhere I still visit every night. In the honey of the evening, in the warmth behind my eyes. This old street in June is where a part of me still lies. I drove there once to see if it had changed much. The bakery is something different now. The children grown and gone to other places. The bicycles replaced somehow. But in the early morning, when the light comes at that same low angle through the trees, I close my eyes and I am there again, child, walking on my slow and easy knees. This old street in June comes back to me in summer light. This old street in June just a little bit like you, the June and the morning light. This old street, still golden, still golden in the night. The song my mother sang was not a real song. She made it up from pieces here and there, a melody from something on the radio, a word she liked, a rhyme beyond compare. She sang it in the kitchen and the garden, and sometimes on the long car rides at night. And we would all pretend that we were sleeping, just to hear her sing it in the quiet light. The song my mother sang had no beginning and no proper end. The song my mother sang was something only she could lend to mornings and to evenings, to the ordinary and the new. The song my mother sang was her most beautiful thing she ever knew. I find myself humming it on Tuesdays, when the afternoon gets long and light goes low, and I don't know all the words she used to sing them, but the melody is something that I know. It comes from somewhere deeper than the memory, from the body where the early things are stored. And when I hum it, something in me settles, the way it did beside her on the floor. The song my mother sang had no beginning and no proper end. The song my mother sang was something only she could lend to mornings and to evenings, to the ordinary and the new. The song my mother sang was her most beautiful thing she ever knew. She doesn't sing it now the way she used to. The words have gone to somewhere she can't find. But when I hum it softly in the evenings, I see her smile like she remembers the design, like she remembers the design. The melody, the kitchen light, the song my mother sang still singing through the night. I got a letter from the coast last Tuesday, written on the paper from that inn. The handwriting was yours, a little hurried, the way you write when light is growing thin. You said the sea was gray but still worth watching, and that the gulls were loud above the pier, and that you wished I'd come before October, and that the summer light was almost clear. A letter from the coast arrived with salt still in the crease. A letter from the coast brought something close to peace. The handwriting, the hurry, the gray sea, and the end. A letter from the coast was like having you here again. I read it twice and kept it in the window, where the afternoon light fell across the page, and thought about the inn and all the gray sea, and you standing there at that particular age, of knowing something and not saying simply, of writing what you'd never say aloud. A letter from the coast says more in margins than most people say with voices full and proud. A letter from the coast arrived with salt still in the crease. A letter from the coast brought something close to peace. The handwriting, the hurry, the gray sea, and the inn. A letter from the coast was like having you here again. I wrote you back with everything I'd wanted to say for all the years we'd kept polite, and sent it to the inn before I'd second guessed myself into another quiet night, into another quiet night. The letter and the sea, the coast you wrote to me from, still holding you and me. You made me paper roses for my birthday, because the real ones always fell too fast, and folded them from pages of old music, the kind of gift that was designed to last. They sat upon the piano all that winter, paper roses, red and bright. And every time I played a song beside them, they seemed to hold a little more of life. Paper roses on the piano, more beautiful than flowers ever could. Paper roses on the piano, staying past the season like they should. Made from music, made from hands that love me, made with all the care a gesture holds. Paper roses on the piano are worth more than anything that's sold. I have them still in a box above the wardrobe. 11 roses, red and slightly worn. And on the days when nothing feels worth keeping, I take the box down, careful not to torn. A single petal that has held its color through every year and season since you made them. And I remember how you sat there folding, and how the whole room loved you while you stayed. Paper roses on the piano, more beautiful than flowers ever could. Paper roses on the piano, staying past the season like they should. Made from music, made from hands that love me, made with all the care a gesture holds. Paper roses on the piano are worth more than anything that's sold. Real roses take a week and then they're over, but paper holds a love that doesn't fade. And every fold was made with your hands, darling, and that is why they'll never need a trade. They'll never need a trade. The roses and the keys, 11 paper roses, and all the love between. Saturday in September was the warmest, the kind that comes before the cold arrives. We walked the farmer's market in no hurry, and bought the kind of flowers that survive. The week on a windowsill with just a little attention and a jar of water clear. And everything about that Saturday was exactly the kind of day nothing pressing and nowhere to be. Saturday in September was the warmest day for you and me. The market and the flowers, the afternoon stretched long in gold. Saturday in September is the day I never will let go. We stopped for coffee where the table's outside were warm enough to wear and taking off our coats, and talked about the winter coming slowly and all the things we wanted, all our notes for the season and the year ahead together. And everything felt possible and true. And Saturday in September held that feeling, the unhurried, particular gift of you. Saturday in September, with nothing pressing and nowhere to be. Saturday in September was the warmest day for you and me. The market and the flowers, the afternoon stretched long in gold. Saturday in September is the day I never will let go. Every year when September finds its warm day, I stop and let the feeling have its due. The flowers and the coffee and the market and all the ordinary grace of you. The ordinary grace of you. The September sun so cold, Saturday still with me, still warm, still to be told. We walked across the old bridge after dinner, the moonlight on the water down below. You stopped halfway and leaned out over the railing and let the night just have you for a slow and quiet moment that I watched beside you, the river carrying everything away, and both of us just standing in the moonlight with nothing left to do or think or say. Moonlight on the old bridge and you leaning toward the sky. Moonlight on the old bridge where the river ran so high. I stood beside you saying nothing, holding everything I had. believe. And we were in the middle of the picture, two small figures that the night wouldn't leave. You turned eventually and smiled at me quietly, the way you smile when something's too much for words. And we walked back across the bridge together, with the river and the moon and the night birds. Moonlight on the old bridge and you leaning toward the sky. Moonlight on the old bridge where the river ran so high. I stood beside you saying nothing, holding everything I had. Moonlight on the old bridge was the most beautiful night I've had. They repainted that old bridge last winter and put new lights along the railing too. But on a certain night, the moon still finds it, and I still walk across it thinking of you. Still walk across it thinking of you. The river and the light. Moonlight on the old bridge and you and that beautiful night. They played the last waltz at the summer fair, when the lanterns were beginning to go dim. The carousel was winding into quiet, and someone was beginning to begin to pack the booths and fold the colored banners. And still the band played on one final song, and everyone who heard it stopped their going, and nobody decided to move along. The last waltz of the summer fair played out across the fairground into night. The last waltz of the summer fair was something ordinary made so right. The lanterns low, the carousel still, the banner folding in the August air. The last waltz of the summer fair was everything that summer chose to share. You found me by the lemonade stand laughing, and took my hand without a word to say. And we danced badly in the way of people who dance only when nobody's looking that way. And the band kept playing past their reasonable stopping point, and let the summer end in grace. And I have never loved a song more fully than that last waltz in that old familiar place. The last waltz of the summer fair, played out across the fairground into night. The last waltz of the summer fair was something ordinary made so right. The lanterns low, the carousel still, the banner folding in the August air. The last waltz of the summer fair was everything that summer chose to share. The fair comes back each August to that meadow, and every year they play that last slow song. And every year I stop to hear the ending, and every year it still feels like a homecoming. Still feels like a homecoming. The lanterns and the night, the last waltz of the summer fair, still warm, still dancing right. There were roses in the corner of the cafe, the dark red kind that fill a room with scent. And we were at the table just below them, not knowing that the evening had intent to be something that we'd carry forward. The coffee and the roses and the light, the afternoon becoming early evening, and neither of us in a hurry for the night. Roses in the corner of the cafe fill the room with something warm and deep. Roses in the corner of the cafe were the kind of beauty you want to keep. We talked for hours and the roses stayed there, growing somehow deeper as the day grew late. Roses in the corner of the cafe bloomed the hour we decided not to wait. I don't remember now what all we talked of, but I remember how the table held the coffee cups and all the ordinary, and how the conversation rose and swelled and fell and found its quiet in the evening, when the cafe emptied out and left us two, still at our table with the dark red roses, still in no particular hurry to be through. Roses in the corner of the cafe fill the room with something warm and deep. Roses in the roses hold that evening still. How the roses hold it still. The corner and the scent, roses in the cafe, and everything we meant. There is a place where the harbor meets the hill that I have loved since I was very small. The lighthouse and the fishing boats at morning, and in the evening, nothing much at all. Just the water and the hill and the last color of the sky before the dark comes in. And the boats come home one by one to the harbor, and everything grows quiet and begins. Where the harbor meets the hill, the world has always seemed more true. Where the harbor meets the hill, I find what I've been missing, something new. The boats, the light, the evening, the water running still and deep. Where the harbor meets the hill is where I go when I need sleep. I took you there one autumn before leaving, and said this is the place that made me who. And you stood there and watched the boats returning, and said, I understand, now I see you. And in that moment, with the harbor darkening and the hill behind us warm and white, something that I'd always held in secret felt seen, and I could lay it down with pride. Where the harbor meets the hill, the world has always seemed more true. Where the harbor meets the hill, I find what I've been missing, something new. The boats, the light, the evening, the water running still and deep. Where the harbor meets the hill is where I go when I need sleep. I still go there when the year grows heavy, and stand where the harbor meets the hill at night, and let the dark and the boats and the water put everything that's complicated right. Put everything that's complicated right. The harbor and the hill, the lighthouse and the water, and everything held still. piano in the hall was always dusty. Nobody played it really anymore, but somebody kept polishing it weekly until the walnut shone like it before. And visitors would always stop beside it and run a hand along the lid with care, as if they heard the music still inside it, as if the notes were waiting somewhere there. The piano in the hall held music no one played for years. The piano in the hall was beautiful beyond its years. The family moved around it, past it, with it, in every ordinary morning light. The piano in the hall was the heart of every night. My grandmother had played it in her 20s. The songs are still inside the bench below, the ones with her handwriting in the margins, the ones she marked so she would always know. Her fingering, her tempo, her intention, the ghost of every practice in the page. And when I open up that bench on Sundays, I find her at exactly that young age. The piano in the hall held music no one played for years. The piano in the hall was beautiful beyond its years. The family moved around it, past it, with it, in every ordinary morning light. The piano in the hall was the heart of every night. I learned to play one song from her old music and played it just once in the hall alone. And the house went quiet in the way houses do when something they've been waiting for comes home. When something they've been waiting for comes home. The piano and the hall, the dust, the warmth, the music, still sounding through it all. Somebody left the porch light on at midnight, a yellow square of warmth beside the door. The street was dark and I was tired from driving, and that small light was more than I'd asked for. I don't know who it was that kept it burning, or whether it was meant for me at all. But I sat in the car a while just looking, and felt the kind of peace that words can't call. Somebody left the porch light on, and it was everything I needed. tired traveler in. No questions and no waiting for an answer, just a warm and quiet yes, come home. Somebody left the porch light on, and I was never really alone. I thought about that porch light every winter, when the nights are long and road feels thin. There's someone somewhere keeping something burning, so the ones who wander can come in. My grandmother would leave her kitchen lamp on every night until the last of us was through, and I understood too late what she was saying. The light was, I am here and I love you. Somebody left the porch light on, and it was everything I needed then. Somebody left the porch light on to bring a tired traveler in. No questions and no waiting for an answer, just a warm and quiet yes, come home. Somebody left the porch light on, and I was never really alone. I leave my own light on now without thinking, a habit that my hands learn from the heart. For anyone who needs a yellow welcome, for anyone arriving in the dark, arriving in the dark, and finding something warm. Somebody left the porch light on, and love became the norm. Summertime belonged to us completely. No schedules and no clocks to call us in. We rode our bikes to where the road stopped going, and made our own geography begin. The lake was ours at 5 before the families, the evening ours from 7 until dark, and everything between was ours for living. The fireflies, the field, the empty park. Summertime belonged to us in the way that nothing since has done. Summertime belonged to us, the whole long yellow months of summer sun. No one not having anywhere to be except exactly where the summer decides to lay its warmth and let us stay. And I am 12 again for just a moment before the morning carries it away. Summertime belongs to us in the way that nothing since has done. Summertime belongs to us, the whole long yellow months of summer sun. No one asked us to explain the living. We simply lived with everything we had. Summertime belonged to us, and I have never stopped being glad. Somewhere children now are at that lakeside at 5 before the families arrive, and summer still belongs to someone always, and that is how the golden things survive. How the golden things survive. The lake, the evening, the dark summertime, still somewhere, still riding through the park.
The street lights flicker in the evening rain. I trace your footsteps down this lonely lane. The records play in that old sweet refrain, but every note just brings a little pain. We had it all, or so we used to say, before the golden colors turned to gray.
And now the warmth is fading from the room as midnight whispers of a sudden gloom. I close my eyes and I can see your face, but I'm just reaching out to empty space. Now I'm standing in the shadow of love,
With only memories of what we had before.
like a star that's fallen from above. You don't belong to me anymore. The sun has set, the flame has died away, but the shadow of your love is here to stay. I find your letters in the bottom drawer, the dusty promise of a forevermore. I hear your laughter echoing down the hall, but it's just pictures hanging on the wall. How did we lose the spark we used to hold? How did a summer fire turn so cold?
And now the warmth is fading from the room as midnight whispers of a sudden gloom. I close my eyes and I can see your face,
But I'm just reaching out to empty space. Now I'm standing in the shadow the shadow of your love is here to stay.
Is there a way to turn the clock around,
to find the peace of heaven that we found?
or are we destined just to drift apart,
Leaving a ghost inside a broken heart. Now I'm standing in the shadow of love,
with only memories of what we had before?
like a star that's falling from above. You don't belong to me anymore. The sun has set, the flame has died away, but the shadow of your love is here to stay. The shadow of your love,
Still lingering when the night is through.
yeah, the shadow of your love.
Just me and the ghost of you.
Oh, the shadow of your love,
Fading into the blue.